All right, so you're thinking about moving to Austin, Texas, but maybe you don't want to live in Austin. You want to live in one of the suburbs. Guys, Chris Pesek, broker associate at Pesek Properties here, and this is the wrap-up to my video series on the top 6 suburbs in Austin, or technically around Austin. And today, I am here just outside of Cabela's. Guys, this is one of my happy places. I could spend hours in this place, and even if you're not a hunter or a fisher, if you're outdoors at any rate, camping, hiking, anything like that, Cabela's is an amazing spot. And this is kind of the new retail part of the Buda area. But Kyle Buda is just on the south side of Austin on I-35. In fact, I'm looking at I-35 here. You can probably hear it. But we're going to take a look at a few different things that make Kyle and Buda one of the top 6 suburbs in this entire area. Let's go take a look at it now. All right, I am walking down Main Street right now in downtown Buda, and you can see it's gray and gloomy. I always pick the best times to do videos like these. But anyway, the first reason that Buda is one of my top 6 suburbs, and if you've watched my other suburb videos, this is gonna make sense, but Buda is an old school town. It was just a small little rail stop, and it was a stagecoach stop at first, but you can see that's the Missouri Pacific Railroad behind me, and that's the one that runs straight down through Austin, right along Mopac, and it goes up to Missouri, literally, the Missouri Pacific Railroad. And the other side of Main Street here, you can see there's a bunch of old historic buildings. So when I say Buda is literally old school, but also modern living, I'm being 100% real with you. You've got great stores and boutiques down here. Summer Moon Coffee, which is a wood-roasted coffee maker. They started in Austin. They're down here. You've got Red Door, Donut Palace. Everybody needs a Donut Palace. But anyway, you've just got this cool, old-school downtown area that's full of shops. I mean, yeah, there's a dental store here, so you do have that modern convenience here, but it still feels old. It feels quaint, and it's absolutely perfect. And one of the other spots I'm gonna do a video for you a little bit later is just up the way where they took an old grain silo and turned it into like a little food park. So the number one thing of why, or the number one reason that I love Buda and think that it's one of the top suburbs is just the fact that it was a little bitty old town south of Austin that now has grown up. And Kyle is actually even smaller and has a smaller downtown area that has expanded now, but it's the same thing. So Kyle Buda, number one, small town feel, old world feel, modern living. All right, let's go take a look at the second reason why this is one of my favorite suburbs in Austin. Before I get started at number 2, if this is the kind of content that you are looking for, if this is actually giving you value, consider subscribing. And if you want to get notifications, if you want to be one of the first ones notified when I put out new content like this, click that bell notification as well. That's what that thing does. It lets you know when I put out new videos. But at any rate, number 2 for the reasons that I think Kyle and Buda, and again, I'm going to remind you, Kyle Buda, for the people that have been in Austin for a while, Kyle Buda is one place. Now, don't call anybody from Buda, or don't tell them that they live in Kyle, and don't tell anybody in Kyle that they live in Buda. But again, this area is kind of one. So the number 2 reason that I think it's one of the best suburbs in all of Austin is because of that community feel. Guys, it is growing fast, all right? Kyle and Buda, there are housing developments going up on the east side of 35, north to south, all the way from Austin down to San Marcos, and on the west side as well. So this area is growing fast, and there's a lot of people here. I mean, when you've got 3 high schools that are all 5A high schools at this point, you know it's a large community, but it still has a community vibe to it. I showed you downtown. I'm out here in City Park, you know, and they've got volleyball courts up there. This is where the farmers market is. They've got basketball courts under this big thing out here. In the summers, if you see behind me, this is a big amphitheater. This is Buda Amphitheater. They've got productions. There's an Austin theater group that does like productions of Grease and things like that out here. They've got movies in the park. And if you look behind me, Can you imagine movies in the park, in this park? This is a huge area. You can literally have thousands and thousands of people here, kids running around for movies in the park. This isn't some neighborhood movies in the park. This is a large city-based thing. And so even though, you know, take Sunfield, for example. Sunfield is a community right here across I-35, and they're gonna have, I think they're gonna have close to 3,000 homes in there. It is a massive community, but it's still a small vibe. You know, the schools around here, the teachers, again, and I mentioned this on another video, the teachers live here in Kyle and Buda. Even though, you know, it's all one school district, even though there's a lot of schools, the teachers live locally. They know who their students are. They see them out at things like movies in the park or when the theater groups come here. So community feel, really big for me. Again, I grew up in a small town in Texas, and it's one of the things I love, and that community feel is still alive and well here in Buda. Even though the area is growing very quickly, Kyle and Buda still has that great community feel. So that is number 2 of the reasons that I think it is one of the best suburbs in Austin. Let's go take a look at number 3. Moving on to number 3 for Kyle and Buda. What makes this one of the top suburbs in Austin? Guys, if you know me, you know I love to eat. And really downtown Buda and Kyle, to a little bit lesser extent, they have become some really good dining just destinations. I'm here at what's called it's the old Buda Mill. It was a grain mill here right next to the railroad tracks, right? You can see behind me, here's the water tower, but they're calling this the Buda Mill and Grain Company. And this was actually redeveloped. The grain silos are still here. You can see the grain elevator here behind me. This was redeveloped into a little bit of a retail area. Now there's some boutiques and shops in here, Contemporary Craftsman Gallery. There's a boutique right in front of us. But the reason that I come here is really for 3 reasons. One of them is mud bugs. Mud bugs is Cajun food. As you can tell, mud bug is a crawfish, right? Mud bugs is right here behind me. See if you can get that. Right over here is we'll call it a cafe, but it's more of a wine cafe. It's called Dos Olivos. I know they've got one here. They've got one in Wimberley at this point. Dos Olivos is a great little wine cafe. I think that's the best thing to call it. But if you've watched some of my other videos about Lockhart and Austin and Taylor, people around here love their barbecue. And I'm gonna tell you, for my money, this place right here, which used to be a barbecue trailer in South Austin off of Manchac for the longest, and really just until about 6 or 8 months ago, this place is called Valentina's. And Valentina's has amazing barbecue. I mean, I will put it up against Franklin's, La Barbecue, Louis Miller's. It blows anything in Lockhart away. I guarantee that. Guys, Valentina's Barbecue, you gotta hit it. It's right here by the track. It's in the old Mill and Grain Company. But anyway, just in terms of, you don't have to go downtown. Like, look, if you want high-end dining, you know, go downtown. But you've got a chop house here. They've got great steaks, like I mentioned, barbecue, Dos Olivos. You can get great burgers and tacos and stuff like that. Mud bugs, great Cajun food. Kyle Buda is really a little booming culinary destination. So that is number 3 for me. I love to eat. Kyle Buda, culinary destination. Let's go check out number 4. All right, so we are about to get into the number 4 reason that Kyle Buda is one of my favorite suburbs of Austin. But before I do, remember, this is a real estate channel. I am a realtor. I'm technically a broker here in Texas. And one of the reasons that this place is so awesome to live is the affordability. I mean, right now, affordability is everything. People are talking about it. So we are going to look at houses. Do not go away until the end or till after the thing is over, because we are going to look at houses in this video. But number 4 in the reasons that Kyle Buda is a great place to live and one of my top suburbs is because of the ability to get outdoors. Again, this is a kind of a recurring theme with my favorite suburbs, is having that ability to get outdoors. Now, you can't can't see it behind me anymore, but you've got, I'm at 5 Mile Park. This is on the Blanco River. Right now, it's not much of a river because we had a really, really hot, dry summer. So the river is a little bit more of some water puddles and stuff. But we've got a park back here that is full of soccer fields, baseball fields, all that other stuff, hike and bike trails all over the place. The river is right here behind me. You can see on the high bank on the other side, there are some houses. The river's here, again, hiking trails and stuff like that. In Kyle, not only, you know, I was at City Park a while ago, but you've also got Stagecoach Park, which is close to City Park. You have Bradford Park, sorry. In Kyle, you have several parks, and most of the subdivisions, you know, from Shadow Creek to Sunfield to Six Creeks, all of the subdivisions now have got a ton of outdoor parkland and dedicated space. That's one of the reasons that just this whole area, Central Texas, you know, we're a little bit community or conservation minded, not a little bit, we're a lot conservation minded, but we love getting outside, and all of these subdivisions now are putting in hike and bike trails. So you can spend your time to come down here to a park, or like I said, go down into San Marcos. Technically, I'm right on the edge of Kyle and San Marcos right now. This river right here is the boundary for the school. Schools on this side go to Hayes Consolidated ISD. Schools on, or kids on that side go to San Marcos ISD. But so we're kind of right in the middle. But anyway, you know, you got the Blanco River here. You also have in San Marcos, you've got the San Marcos River. You've got the Guadalupe River, which is just on the other side. That's where we get into all of our tubing and stuff like that. San Marcos River is also great for tubing. That's where my wife and I go, and it's a little bit more calm than the Guadalupe. But anyway, just when you get down to it, if you love to be outside, this is a great place to be outside. You've got a ton of water activities. Hiking and biking is really important. I mean, the Austin area, and it may not be anymore, but at a point a few years ago, it was voted one of the healthiest, most fit cities in the United States. So people here do love to get outside. We love hiking. We love taking our dogs out. You know, personally, I love getting on the kayak. My wife and I take the paddle boards out, you know, on the rivers and lakes around here. So if that's something that you're looking for, the location, Kyle Buda, is right in the middle of all of it. So the ability to get outside is that number 4 reason why this is one of my top 6 Austin suburbs. All right, let's go take a look at number 5. All right, so for number 5, I'm actually down in downtown Kyle right now. Got City Hall behind me, and I'm here in front of the old Kyle Railroad. This was actually the railroad stop for Kyle. You can see behind me, it's the original building. Now it's a heritage center, kind of a little bit of a museum. But for Kyle and Buda, the next thing, the 5th thing that makes it one of the best suburbs is proximity and the location. It's a great location. In terms of Austin, downtown up I-35 is only about 20 miles, but it's about a 40-minute drive. The airport's about the same, about 20 miles, about 40 minutes. So, you know, Austin's close, but it's the other stuff around, right? You've got Fredericksburg that's a little over an hour away. Wimberley's about 25 minutes, a great little boutique town. San Marcos is only about 15 or 20 minutes. There's a lot of water sports there on the river and stuff like that. You got Canyon Lake that's about 45 minutes away. So from just a centralized location here. Oh, and I showed you the Buda water tower, so I may as well show you the water tower here too in Kyle. But from the perspective of what makes it awesome, this is a great centralized location. I mean, heck, you can even get to San Antonio to the Riverwalk in less than an hour. So, you know, weekend getaways or having to do business, if you're doing business in San Antonio and in Austin, or if you have to get to the airport, everything here is really, really close. And again, that's one of the things that make it a great suburb. And because I'm a nerd, look, I'll show you a caboose, because everybody likes cabooses, right? You can see it's the old Missouri Pacific line. Again, this is that Missouri Pacific line that runs up through Austin. That's why Mopac, or Loop 1, is called Mopac, is because of the Missouri Pacific line. And one of the other cool things they have here, this area was very, very well known for making cotton. These are old cotton bales. So yeah, This was an old farming community as well, but now, again, a thriving metropolis just south of Austin. Okay, let's go take a look at number 6, and we're finally gonna get into those houses I've been telling you about. All right, number 6, and again, I'm a realtor, so we're gonna take a look at houses. Number 6 for why is Kyle Buda one of the top 6 suburbs is because of the affordability. I've shown you the things that there is to love. Now let's talk about the houses you can get. So like I do in most of my other videos about suburbs and subdivisions, I'm gonna show you 3 houses, 3 different price points, give you an idea of what you can afford here. So I am in a new build subdivision. This is a little bit on the east side of Kyle. There's a ton of new construction going on, guys, and the price points in the new construction are really, really good. So let's take a look at this house first. Now, first price point is going to be under $300,000. We're talking $278,000 is the list price on this house. Now, what are you going to give up? Because that seems like a really low price. Well, first of all, you're going to give up a little bit of location. You're a little farther out from downtown here. You're about 50 minutes as opposed to Kyle. Still about 40 or 45 from the airport, because we're on the east side. You can get over to 183 and get up to the airport pretty quickly. But in terms of the house, you're not giving up a ton. You're not going to have stone on the front of these houses. They can save money like that. You know, most of your interiors are going to be granite instead of quartz. Those are the things they can save on. But this house is about 1,100 square foot, a 3-bed, 2-bath, really nice finish out. And again, the things that you are getting here is we're talking about a brand new home that's going to come with a 1-2-10 warranty. If you're not familiar with that, one is kind of a bumper to bumper that the builders give you at the end of that first year. You know, if you've got settlement cracks and stuff like that, which is pretty common, they're going to come back and fix all that stuff. 2 is it's a 2-year mechanicals warranty. So your HVAC system, your appliances, all of that stuff is warranted for 2 years through the builder, and then you have manufacturer warranties on top of that. And then the 10-year is a 10-year foundation warranty. So we do have issues with foundations sometimes if people don't take care of them. And if you want to know how to take care of a foundation, let me know. It's not all that difficult. I mean, it really starts with putting gutters on your house and then also watering the foundation when we've got extreme hot weather and dry weather like we do in the summer sometimes. I know that sounds weird, watering your foundation, but you want to keep that soil up against the house. But anyway, that is our first price point, and I'm going to walk out into the road here and give you an idea. So you're seeing all these other houses that are all finished here. See all the houses? But then if you look behind me over here, it's open fields. Guys, those are houses that they haven't even started yet, but they're building them so quickly right now because, you know, everybody talks about we've got a housing market bust and a bubble busting and all this other stuff. Guys, I'm telling you, they are building houses in and around Austin, Texas right now, and these things are selling. In fact, the house that I was showing you right here, and this is an LGI home. If you're not familiar with LGI, take a look at them. They're a national builder, kind of like KB, Lennar, something like that. But take a look at them, national builder. And so they had clients that just literally, I started filming this segment of the video and I had to stop because the salesperson was here showing clients this house. And again, this is a Friday afternoon. It's nasty out. It's been raining all day. And so when I tell you that our market is still cooking over here, I mean our market is still cooking. It is November of 2023 when everybody thinks that the world is falling down for real estate market. And guys, we're not seeing it here. So, you know, again, before we go on to this next house, if you're interested in the area, the time to start looking is now because our prices really aren't coming down. When builders are still selling houses, they are jumping those prices every 4 or 5 contracts they get on these homes, and that means that prices are still going up. And home construction prices, the cost of materials and stuff is still going up as well. So that's it for the first house on part 6. Let's go take a look at what about $500,000 will buy you in Kyle Buda. All right, guys, so the second house here, we are right at $500,000, $499,000. Again, a brand new house. And it just so happens, like I'm trying to find stuff at those price points, under $300,000, $500,000, and then we're gonna go up to $1 million. And it just so happens that these are new homes, the ones that I wanna show you, because they're really, really nice homes. Now, you can find resale in the same price point here in Kyle Buda, but you know, honestly, if you've got a new home available and you love it and you love the lot, you know, you probably would rather have that than a resale, just because, again, of the warranties and stuff. So this one is really right on just close to Jack C. Hayes High School, close to 150 that goes out to Wimberley and Driftwood. And this house is a 2-story. Okay, we're looking at 4 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, about 2,550 square feet. And guys, that puts it just under $200 per square foot. Now, even though the price point is $500, under $200 per square foot is really good, and the tax rate out here is 2.4. So one of the tough things about Texas sometimes is the tax rate, in terms of, you know, it can get pretty expensive, but a 2.4 tax rate is not bad at all, especially for a master plan community. And just to give you an idea of the homes in here, now they are beautiful. There's resales. This community's been getting built for probably about 4 years now, and it's getting close to being done. So, you know, look around, take a look at these houses. This is a gorgeous community. Notice we've got hills in this one. This isn't like where we were just a little bit ago, you know, when we're talking about, you know, flat cornfields and stuff like that. This is out on the west side of 35, so we've got some hills, we've got some topography. It's a little bit interesting over here, and, you know, you're going to pay for it because the land was more expensive. And in my other videos, I've talked about the builders and the basis that they have on the land and stuff like that, and that's one of the major reasons for the difference in price points. But if you're going to pay more for the land as a builder, you're going to put a little bit different product on it. You know, notice this thing, you've got stucco, you've got brick, you've got gutters on it already, so you know that you're getting a little bit more. And when you take a look inside, you're going to have your quartz countertops, you're going to have nicer flooring, nicer bath fixtures, things like that. So when you get to that $500,000 price point in Kyle Buda, you're getting a lot for it. And again, in Austin or closer into Austin, you cannot get this product for under $200 a foot. It doesn't exist. So you're going to come out to one of the suburbs, so you may as well be in a nice one like Kyle Buda and being a part of a neighborhood that's really quiet. It's after 5 o'clock. It's just after 5 o'clock here now in November 2023. And there's not a bunch of people driving by. There's people out walking their dogs, stuff like that. You can hear some construction noise, but for the most part, the neighborhood's just about built out. So, you know, that construction noise is gonna go away very soon. We're far enough from 35. You don't hear that noise. This is a nice hill country subdivision that's quiet, and you can get in with a brand new house, all the warranties, all the bells and whistles for $500,000. Guys, that is a smoking hot deal. So, all right, that is it for this one. Let's go take a look at what something around $1 million will get you here in Kyle Buda. All right, guys, now we're going to get to that last price point, and I was trying to get up to $1 million to show you what $1 million would buy you in Kyle Buda, but I could not pass up the opportunity to show you this subdivision. And technically, this is Driftwood. Now, Driftwood is kind of between Kyle Buda and Dripping Springs, but it is still the Hayes Consolidated ISD. This goes to Johnson High School, and this is a really nice subdivision, equestrian subdivision out here in Driftwood. This house that I'm going to show you, you know what, we're not even going to be able to see it all that much. You can see the lights on, but you know, we've got all these oak trees and stuff because this sucker is on over 2 acres, and I'm going to wait to give you the price point. Over 2 acres, built in 2003, so this is not a new home, this is a resale. About 3,100 square feet, technically 3-bed, 2.5 bath, but there's offices and other rooms in here. It's a beautiful home. You can tell on the inside. It's really, really nice. And man, look at these oak trees. Absolutely love them. Now, you would think out here, Driftwood, close to Dripping Springs, you would think this house would be up, you know, $1 million, $1.1 million, $1.2 million. Guys, this thing is listed right now at $899,000, not even $900,000, and you can be out here in the hill country. At this point, we are dark skies area. I mean, you can see the stars out here. You're away from Austin. You're about 35 to 40 minutes to downtown still, a little bit further to the airport, about 45 to the airport. But if you're looking for elbow room, if you're looking for the ability to be out on a little piece of property where you don't have a bunch of neighbors looking over your fence, sense, this is the kind of place you would like to be. And again, you can get it done well under $1 million here. That's a $900,000 price point, and trust me, there is negotiation room on there. So I'm gonna give you one more look at those oak trees. Now, the next thing I'm gonna show you guys, it's gonna be this next video. This is the Suburbs video series that I've been telling you about. It's going to contain all the videos that I've done on the Austin suburbs that are my favorite. Make sure to click on this next link and check it out. Guys, give me a call if you need help. Chris Pesek. We will talk to you soon.